Good evening, good night, good morning in some places, everybody. Ryan the Mighty Quinn here, the cornerman underscore UFC, MMA underscore UFC. UFC 285 in the books. Pretty much a night of dominant performances by most of the favorites. One giant upset, obviously. We're going to get into that in a minute. The Jones-Gane fight literally just ended. Just slide through the main card. So, for those of you who are interested, I did a live play-by-play for the um, for the Cody Garbrandt and Trevin Jones fight. Check that out when you get a chance. Good stuff there. Had a good following there. That was fun. Thanks, guys. Um, all right, start off. Bo Nickel came as advertised. Looked like he had a little bit trouble adjusting with the grip there when he was on the ground. Something that's probably since then he's already adjusted with. Interesting to see what happens with him next. Real dominant performance. Going to keep dominating for sure. Um, Rachmanov and Neal, great fight. Great fight. Neal came heavy handed. Um, Second round was close. First and third rounds, not so close. I thought that he had. I thought that he had Rachmanov stunned a couple times, although it's like Rachmanov always matched it, you know. And he didn't do the kickboxing as the announcers were saying. And Dean, I was pretty on the money with Dean Thomas tonight with a lot of his assessment. So he said something along the lines of how good Rachmanov is fighting inside, fighting in that telephone booth, which is very rare for somebody who's built like that with the long, rangy arms. He really does a good job. Dean noticed his exit. How he disengages. Yes, which is huge for somebody who's tall to get the shorter fighter to cover up. He also did a great job of immediately going to knees right in the middle to his opponent, which is probably what gave his opponent, had to create a little bit of space when inside that clinch, inside that telephone booth. Uh, Really, really masterful to see. It's too bad that we're not going to see him and Hamzat, or maybe not yet, because I think that's a great fight. He also did a good job, which we saw up and down the card tonight with those lead high kicks. Lead high kicks are important. I again mentioned it in the Garbrandt fight. Against somebody who especially has a high guard, Schevchenko did it too. It keeps that high guard here because they have to defend the kicks. I know I mentioned that a lot. Somebody who has a high guard is probably looking to explode with heavy hands. And that head kick keeps those heavy hands right at their face. So that's what another thing Rachmanov did really well. Stopped Jeff Neal from coming forward on that. All right, co-main event, Grasso Schevchenko. Grasso, again, I was on the money with Dean. She had the champion Valentina second guessing herself with the southpaw. I thought that was very effective as well. Uh, Rocked her a couple times, won that first round. Now the second round, very grueling pace. The second and third round for the champion, I felt she won, but very grueling pace. Uh, Stuff like that, it makes those hands heavy, and especially in her stiff stance that she has, it starts to lead. It's hard to throw. It's hard to throw with power. You start pushing your punches. Now she was getting takedowns by timing Alexa underneath. She wasn't really setting up takedowns offensively. It was counteroffensive takedowns, trying to shoot under the boxing of Alexa Grasso. Alexa got privy to that by round 4, and she wasn't overcommitting with her punches, and that's why Valentina had trouble taking her down. Uh, Now the back take. Stuff like that happens. I've seen it in training. I've done it in training. Had it done to me in training where you catch a spinning back kick or a spinning back elbow, and you get that back. But the way that she just suited it in there, holy moly! I never had that ability to be so fluent with that. She just put that hip pressure in, and then bam, she was right on her. Now, again, like I said, from missing the spinning back kick, kind of exposed the back for Alexa. Alexa did a great job of pulling her in and not just committing. You see a lot of fighters, they get too high, they get that back and they just throw those legs in. Alexa didn't do that right away. She sucked her in with the body lock, and then she got her legs in. Now also, Sorry about that all. Had a little technical difficulties there with my internet. But anyway, so okay, where were we? So talking about Alexa Grasso submission. So she takes the back, she gets the body lock. She doesn't commit right away with the hooks, but when she gets those in, she gets the rear naked choke. Now they were criticizing why. Oh, she didn't have the neck in. So she didn't have the chin was in. She didn't have the neck. How did she make that work? Okay, so more pressure speaking. She had the choke here, but she was able to use her head to pressure in, to pressure this right here. When you pressure this right here, that allows that closes the artery. Okay, she did a very good job of sucking that in. Yeah, great fights. You're right, Diego. You're right. Absolutely great fights. And she just did a good job. This is what I usually do with that. Instead of just using my arms, I try to bring my elbows like I want to pinch them behind my back. What that does is that brings your chest into the choke. So when they have the chin in, it takes it away. Okay, it gets all this, it takes it away, it makes it that much tighter. Okay, and that's what she did there. Alexa Grasso, fantastic. Main event. Wow, didn't see it going that way. I had John winning. I thought he was going to pull a submission off later. Um, I did see, I'll tell you right now, in Cyril's wrestling drilling practice highlight videos early on in the night, I thought that some things were suspect. He was doing the wrestling. He was backing up like this, which you're not going to do in an MMA fight, especially from a kickboxing stance. He looked so uncomfortable, and the person shooting on him was in that traditional wrestling stance almost. John I'm pretty sure he's known for being better with Greco-Roman, not just the throws and the body locks and stuff like that. So that was something that I saw suspect too. So I thought once John, and I was surprised that Cyril was so much taller than him by so much, meaning an inch or so. But then when it got down and he got that guillotine choke, I was like, damn, I didn't see it happening in 2.5 minutes. I'll tell you that much. But so where do we go from here? Looking forward to the Stipe fight. I hope that happens. I know Stipe wants it. We've wanted to see this fight for 4 or 5 years now. In and out. Really looking forward to that. I don't think that Cyril's not going to make those mistakes. I mean, Stipe's not going to make those mistakes that Cyril made. He's going to show a little bit better athletic wrestling. He's going to show better level changes in his takedown defense. He's going to show better hand fighting, stopping John to go down, hand fighting with submission defense as well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. Great night of fights, guys. Looking forward to seeing what happens next with with next week. And I got here kind of late. Did you cover Gamrot? I did not cover Gamrot. Thank you, Diego. I did not. Gamrot is the last person anybody wants to fight at 155 right now. He took this fight on 10 days' notice. I know personally just how much of a savage he is. And not that he has weaknesses, but any weaknesses that he might have, he makes up with sheer conditioning. By conditioning, I mean just sharp speed, durability, and strength, and just he's a tough out for anybody. He's coming to come on. So whatever happens with him next, he said he wants a top 5. I know he's coming off, though he had the loss before this. I think he deserves it. He can go in there with the top 5. There's going to be somebody that doesn't want to fight. Dariush is he's matched up right now. I don't even know who is the top 5. Probably should have looked that up here. Thanks for reminding me there, Diego. But yeah, got more to come next week, guys. Really looking forward to the next couple of weeks. I know the UFC's coming down here in Miami. Going to meet up with some old friends. All right, guys, have a good one. Bye-bye.